Okay, imagine that you have a rich uncle who gives you a Picasso painting.
試想一下，你有一個好有錢嘅伯父，咁佢就俾咗一個畢加索嘅油畫俾你。
You know Picasso?
知唔知邊個畢加索
？That would be a valuable, precious painting.
當然係一個好價值連城嘅油畫啦。
So your uncle goes away, and a couple of years later, your doorbell rings. Ding dong, there he is, a surprise visit.
咁俾咗你之後咧，咁佢就走咗啦。咁隔咗好多年之後咧，你個伯父就突然間嚟到你屋企嗰度就撳門鐘叮當，哇！開心啊咁樣。
So he comes in the house and he looks around your living room. And he looks at the walls and he cannot see that precious painting he gave you.
咁佢入到你間屋啦，咁啊周圍望啦，咦？但係又望下啲牆，又見到佢俾你嗰個好名貴嘅油畫。
And he says, "Where is the precious painting I gave you?"
咁佢就問啦，我俾你嗰幅好名貴油畫喺邊度咧？
So he follows you down into the basement and you move some boxes and there it is, covered with cobwebs and dust, leaning against the wall.
咁佢就咁啊揾下，咁啊跟咗你落去地牢嗰度啦，咁就發現咗嗰幅油畫咧，原來就係擺喺個牆邊，咁有好多蜘蛛網啦，好多塵咁封住咗。
Awkward.
好尷尬。
And that is how it's going to be if Jesus comes back and to find that we aren't using the gift he gave us. Awkward.
試想像下，如果呢個情況係主耶穌嚟到你面前，跟住發現佢俾我哋嘅禮物或者係恩典咧，我哋係冇用到嘅，係幾咁尷尬呢個情況。
Let's read 1 Peter 4, 7 through 11.
我哋先讀彼得前書4章7至11節。
1 Peter chapter 4, verses 7 through 11. Found it? 1 Peter chapter 4.
彼得前書4章7至11節。
Verses 7 through 11. So we'll start with reading verse 7, 1 Peter chapter 4. The end of all things is near, therefore be alert and of sober mind so that you may pray.
第7節，萬物的結局近了，所以你們要謹慎自守，要警醒禱告。
Above all, love each other deeply because love covers over a multitude of sins.
最要緊的是彼此切實相愛，因為愛能遮掩許多的罪。
Offer hospitality to one another without grumbling.
你們要互相款待，不要怨言。
Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms.
人人要照自己所得的恩典彼此服侍，作上帝各種恩賜的管家。
If anyone speaks, they should do so as one who speaks the very words of God. If anyone serves, they should do so with the strength God provides, so that in all things God may be praised through Jesus Christ. To him be the glory and the power forever and ever. Amen.
若有人講道，他要按着上帝的聖言講；若有人服侍，他要按着上帝所賜的力量服侍，好讓上帝在凡事上因耶穌基督得榮耀。願榮耀和權能都歸給他，直到永永遠遠。阿們。
So we're going to focus on verse 10, and in the context of Jesus' return, verse 10, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others.
我哋會喺集中係講喺第10節嗰度，係關於我哋獲得嘅恩典去服侍。
What gift have you received from God?
你由神所獲得嘅恩典或者係禮物係乜嘢咧？
Do you know?
你知唔知咧？
You need to know.
你係需要知道。
You need to know because you need to know so that you can make sure not to neglect it.
你係需要知道嘅，因為你要去確實，你唔會，因為你唔知，所以你忽略咗佢。
You got it, but you put it in the basement and you forgot about it, or you don't even remember you have it.
你唔好就好似你收咗呢個恩典呢個禮物，但係你就擺咗落去地，跟住唔記得咗呢一樣嘢。
When you know what it is, you can purposefully use it more.
呢一樣嘢係你係需要去有目的咁樣去用嘅。
So the grace or gift given to you, in some sense, is like a child.
呢個恩典或者禮物咧，俾咗你咧，好似一個小朋友咁樣。
What if someone gives you a gift? The gift is a child. That's what I'm saying. The gift is not a chocolate cake. The gift is a child.
即係有一樣嘢係唔係嗰個禮物唔係一個朱古力啊或者其他嘢，而係一個小朋友。
If God blesses you with a child, it's your child, but you need to take care of it and raise it well.
如果神恩典俾呢個小朋友你，呢個小朋友就係你嘅小朋友，你係需要好好咁照顧佢同埋去撫養佢。
Did you ever give someone a gift and then a week later you're passing the rubbish bin and you see the gift in there?
試過你俾咗個禮物人哋，跟住隔咗冇耐，你見到嗰份禮物原來喺個禮物度。
Or when someone gives you a gift and you throw it away and then they come to your house and ask you where it is, like with my story.
就係Scott嘅古仔就係有人俾咗啲禮物佢，但係佢唔知擺咗去邊，跟住人哋問佢邊度咧。
Yeah, you throw it away. No, you've thrown it away.
你係抌咗佢。
And there's no,
冇咗嘅。
it's really gone. Someone buys you a shirt, but they never see you wear it.
就好似有啲人送一件衫俾你，但係你做冇。
Whatever gift God gives you is valuable, and when He comes back, He expects to see that you've used it well, not for yourself, but to serve others.
無論神俾嘅禮物個恩典係乜嘢，都係好有價值嘅，冇嘢係買到嘅。咁當佢神嚟到你面前，
講緊耶穌返嚟。
個耶穌返嚟嗰陣時，佢就係去期望你係會將佢嗰份禮物係用得好妥當嘅。咁呢個使用得好妥當係唔係為自己，係為其他人。
Now here's the connection to love.
呢個係一個愛嘅聯繫。
And this is our greatest value as Christians, as you know, love.
呢個係我哋作為基督徒嘅一個好重要嘅價值就係愛。
How do we show love?
我哋點樣去表達愛呢？
There are two ways. There are two primary ways that we basically show love. Number one is by forgiving others, and number two is by serving others.
咁有好基本有兩個方法去表達愛啦。第一就係去原諒其他人，第二就係去侍奉其他人。
But if I say, oh, I'm going to go out and serve others, it's such a wide area that I might not even know where to start.
咁講到去侍奉其他人，可能係個意思係好廣泛嘅，有陣時都唔知道點樣開始。
So here's a suggestion. Start serving with your God-given gift.
咁有一個提議就係開始用神俾你嘅恩典或者禮物去開始，用呢個禮物去開始去做。
So what is your gift? Back to this question. What is your gift?
咁翻返頭先個問題，
Let's
你
take
嘅禮物
turns
你嘅恩
standing up and
典
everyone telling me your gift.
係乜嘢咧？
No, I'm not going to do that. Don't worry. Okay. Because some of us don't know, right?
有可能有啲人都唔知道。
But here's something to think about. What you are good at might be your gift or might not be your gift.
有陣時你好叻嗰樣嘢，可能係神俾你嘅恩典，但係都可能唔係。
Okay, how about think about a concert pianist who's worked for years, practicing 8 hours a day, and now is very, very good.
試想下一個演奏音樂鋼琴演奏家，佢每一日去練習8個鐘頭鋼琴，跟住佢就當然佢個鋼琴彈得好好啦。
That's not a gift.
呢一樣嘢唔係一個恩典或者禮物。
But a child who sits down at the piano and plays like Beethoven without lessons, that's a gift.
但係如果一個小朋友佢從來都未學習過 彈鋼琴嘅，但係佢行到鋼琴面前坐低就可以彈到好似貝多芬咁好嘅咧，咁呢個唔係恩典，呢個例外。
So, what are you good at without working hard to become good at? That's your gift.
你個禮物就係、當你唔需要好努力去練好嗰樣嘢，但係嗰樣嘢自然你就可以做得好好嘅咧，嗰樣就係恩典。
That's what a gift is.
嗰樣嘢就係禮物。
Do you have a gift?
你有
Do you have
冇
a gift?
你有冇呢一個恩典或者禮物？
Now, I don't know. Some of you, I think a few of you can say, yes, I have a gift for sure.
咁有啲人應該即係我一定有嘅。
And I think some of you will say, no, I don't have a gift. I don't think.
有啲人就會話我冇喎，我應該冇乜嘅。
And then most of us will say, maybe, I'm not sure.
有啲人就會，好多人都可能話我都唔知道喎，我有冇嘅？
I think I have a gift, but I don't know what it is.
我諗我會有，但係我唔知係乜。
Now maybe, so let's hear some examples. Okay, maybe you're naturally good at encouraging people. You do it a lot, and you don't realize that that's your gift.
或者有一個例子就係、可能你好天生係好叻去鼓勵人哋嘅，而且你都成日都去咁樣做去鼓勵人哋，但係你唔知道呢一樣嘢係你嘅恩典嚟嘅。
I kind of like the Chinese teen song. It's like you're born that way. Okay? We're not all born good at encouraging people. We're not. Not everybody is born.
咁當然有啲人係天生有啲人唔係。
Right? So, but we haven't, maybe you're good at it and you do it without trying hard and you just didn't think about it. Oh, this is my gift. Okay, so that's an idea. Maybe that's your gift.
呢一個可能你都冇諗過呢一樣嘢，但係你就好自然咁樣做出嚟，咁呢個係
Encouraging is intangible.
鼓勵可以係一個好實質可以觸摸到嘅嘢。
Intangible.
觸摸唔到，係摸唔到嘅。
Encouraging, right? It's intangible.
咁鼓勵係一個唔能夠觸摸到嘅嘢嚟。
Can your gift be a tangible thing?
咁禮物可唔可以係一個可以實質摸到嘅嘢咧？
Can that be a gift from God? A tangible thing?
呢個神嘅禮物會唔會係一個可唔可以係一個實質可以摸到嘅物質咧？
Are good looks a gift from God?
生得靚仔靚女會唔會係一個禮物咧？神俾你嘅禮物咧？
What do you think?
你覺得係咪咧？
Yes?
Yes。
You didn't earn them.
你冇賺翻嚟嘅喎。
Queen Esther in the Old Testament used her good looks to serve her people.
喺以斯帖女王，佢喺舊約嗰度咧，佢就用佢嘅美貌去侍奉其他人。
Is being born into a wealthy family a gift?
咁如果係出生喺富裕家庭，係咪一個恩典嚟嘅咧？
You didn't earn that money.
你冇賺翻嚟嘅嗰啲錢。
Now, does everyone, before I've doubted that everyone receives a gift. So is it really? Does everyone or just a few special people? Or does everyone get a gift from God?
會唔會係咪真係全部所有人都會收到神俾我哋嘅恩典或者禮物咧？
Well, look at what Peter says, and Paul says too. He says, each of you. Verse 10, each of you.
咁喺第10節嗰度咧，就彼得就算係有保羅都係同意呢一點，就係話佢話每一個人都。
Paul uses similar language talking about gifts.
佢係保羅，佢講緊係每一個人都會收到呢一個神嘅。
So it seems like from what Peter and Paul both say that each one of us has been given some form of God's grace, but not all the same.
咁就好似係保羅同埋彼得都話每一個人都會收到神俾我哋嘅恩典，但係每一個人收到嘅都唔一樣。
We're talking about the grace we receive from God is forgiveness.
我哋講緊嘅就
The gift from God is it forgiveness? Is that what we're talking about here?
而家呢度講緊係咪一個神即 即係去寬恕我哋嘅恩典啦。
No, because that's the same for everybody. And they're talking about receiving the forgiveness. That's grace from God. Yes, it's a gift from God, but it's the same for everybody. But Peter is talking about here about God's grace that has come to us in its various forms, different.
咁彼得講呢度咧，喺呢度講咧就唔係講緊神佢嘅寬恕，因為神嘅寬恕係俾所有人嘅。而家彼得喺度講嘅咧就係每一個人所收到神嘅恩典咧都係唔同嘅。
Okay,
唔同款。
So if you don't know what your gift is, think about it, search it out, ask somebody, ask your friend.
如果你唔知道你收到嘅恩典係乜嘢咧，你可以去諗下啦，或者去揾下啦，或者係問下你身邊嘅人。
Ask your friend, not your frenemy. That's hard to translate, sorry. Okay? Ask a friend who really knows you well and say, what am I good at doing?
或者可以問下你個信得過嘅朋友啦，咁因為佢哋都對你認識深嘅，佢應該可能會發掘到你嘅優點，或者你所獲得嘅。
Or your husband or your wife? But that's more like frenemies, so I don't know. Sorry. Yeah, seriously. Or ask your husband or wife too. They know you very well, more than anyone else.
或者問下你嘅家庭啦，或者係丈夫啊、太太啊，或者子女。
And you might be surprised.
你可能會發現好驚訝。
But when they say it, you will know it.
你當佢哋指出你嘅所受到嘅恩典咧，你就會知道係喎。
You'll know it. You'll be like, yeah, that's right. You're right. As soon as they say it, you know it. Some examples. Encouraging.
例如係去鼓勵人啦。
Peacemaking.
和平主義人啦。
Listening.
去會喺聆聽人。
And these are gifts. I'm giving you examples of gifts. And you think, is this me? Is this me?
呢一類型都係一個禮物嘅恩典。
Hosting.
去款待人哋啦。
Problem solving.
去解決問題嘅。
Troubleshooting. I threw one in that's not on my paper. Troubleshooting. You can spot the problems in the system. Hey.
發現問題。
Bridge building.
橋梁。
So, not real bridges. That could be.
What building?
Bridge building. That means
橋建築
like not a real bridge. I think you need to go to school for that.
聯絡啊，聯繫人啊，聯
So,
繫人。
like here we have
橋梁作業
a group of Filipinas, we have a group of Chinese, and then usually at lunchtime, the Filipinos all sit here, and the Chinese all sit here, and then who will be the bridge to join them together? Maybe you are the one.
起到橋梁作用。
有總之係嗰啲橋梁作用。
對。
係咩公關？
公關啊，橋梁作用。
Okay. So building relationships between
即係去唔同國籍啊，或者係身份嘅人都會嗰一種人嘅禮物就係可以將佢哋聯繫一齊。
being funny.
或者好幽默嘅人。
It's a gift.
個禮物嚟喎。
Yeah, some people are just funny. I'm not talking about their looks. But, you know, they're just funny, and that can be a blessing too. Laughter is the best medicine.
去讓人哋好開心嘅都係一個恩典。
Analyzing.
去分析，幫助分析。
Teaching.
去教育。
Creating.
去創造。
Vision casting.
去發掘啲目標。
Leading.
去引導引領啦。
The list goes on. When you know what your gift is, you can really make it more, deliberately make it more of a part of who you are and develop it and use it.
當你越清楚自己所獲得嘅恩典或者係禮物咧，你就可以去好好咁運用佢哋去增加同發展佢哋。
So here's what Paul says in Romans chapter 12. We have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us.
喺羅馬書12章6至7節，當我們所得的恩典各有不同，或說 預言，就當照着信心的程度說預言。
If your gift is prophesying, then prophesy in accordance with your faith.
就係啦，話説預言就當住信心的程度説預言。
If it's serving, then serve. If it's teaching, then teach.
或作執事就當專一執事，或作教導的就當專一教導。
If it's encouragement, if it is to encourage, then give encouragement. If it's giving, then give generously.
或作勸化的就當專一勸化，施捨的就當誠實。
If it is to lead, do it diligently. If it is to show mercy, do it cheerfully.
治理的就當殷勤，憐憫人的就當甘心。
Now let's go on to the next verse in 1 Peter 4:11. If anyone speaks, they should do so as one who speaks the very words of God.
咁我哋翻去頭先彼得前書4章11節啦。若有人講道，他要按着上帝的聖言講。
The next thing that Peter says to do in preparation for the end of all things is for preachers or teachers to speak as if they're speaking the very words of God.
咁彼得所講嘅係為到之後要準備最後嘅時，準備耶穌翻嚟嘅時候，係講俾嗰啲去宣道嘅或者係到啲侍奉嘅人聽。
牧師啊，講道嗰啲人啊，老師啦。
講到嗰啲人啦，老師啦，佢叫佢哋去講嘅都係用主耶穌嘅話。
Now, if I'm doing something up here on Sunday morning, if I'm doing something up here besides trying to tell you the message I believe God has for you, then I'm wasting my time and I'm wasting your time.
咁如果阿 Scott 佢星期日早上咁佢喺度講嗰個信息嘅時候，如果佢係唔係講信息嘅，係講其他嘢嘅，咁其實佢係嘥緊佢嘅時間，亦都嘥緊大家嘅時間。
So some preachers or teachers Christian teachers seem to have lost this idea that they have a message from God for their listeners.
咁有啲教會嘅牧師啊、講道人咧，都有陣時都好似有陣時都會唔記得咗呢個重點啊，就係佢其實係應該有個信息去帶俾大家。
What if Jesus comes back on a Sunday morning and the preacher at that moment is standing up here and he's telling everyone about which is his favorite politician? Everyone, you should vote for this one. I really like him.
試想像下，如果主耶穌翻嚟嘅時候，喺星期日早上翻嚟嘅時候，咁嗰個傳道人講緊喺個台上講緊，大家講緊嘅嘢係關於嚟緊呢個選舉，佢諗住選邊個，有邊個好嘅情況，咁會點？
政治角度
awkward
就係好尷尬，好奇怪。
What if Jesus comes back and I'm standing up here giving you a message on self-esteem?
咁如果當主耶穌翻嚟嘅時候，嗰個傳道人係講嘅信息係關於自信心、自尊心嘅，
Awkward.
都係好奇怪。
What if the preacher, I've heard this, I've been in church, preacher's up there preaching and he's right in the middle of an off-color joke when Jesus comes back. Like almost a dirty joke, not quite.
咁如果
Wow, awkward.
想像下，咁如果主耶穌翻嚟嘅時候，嗰個傳道人講嘅係一個好低俗嘅笑話，
Now,
都係好奇怪。
this verse might be more for me or the preacher than for you. But if you're choosing a church or if your church is choosing a preacher, avoid the preacher who only tells feel-good stories and never cracks open the Bible.
咁如果你呢個情況通常會發生喺大家身上多過喺佢身上啦。咁但係如果當你選擇一個教會嘅時候，係應該要避開嗰啲教會嘅牧師係只會講啲係一啲好嘅故事啦，但係就從來都唔講聖經嘅事。
1 Peter 4:11, next verse. If anyone serves, they should do so with the strength God provides.
喺彼得前書4章11節，下少少嘅部分咧，就係、若有人服侍，他要按着上帝所賜的力量服侍。
Now this is an instruction for all of us.
呢個係俾所有人嘅教會所有人，
Not just for someone with a special office in the church.
就唔係單單係為咗教會，係俾教會其中一啲服侍，
有啲崗位嗰啲。
有啲崗位嘅人。
So serve with the strength God provides.
去用神俾你嘅力量去服侍。
And we all have a way to serve, whether it's with our gift or not.
我哋全部人咧都有方法，或者係有可以去服侍嘅。
I serve in one way by leading the youth group.
咁當然啦，呢、去服侍就唔需要係一定係恩典或者係禮物啦。咁阿 Scott 咧就去帶領年青人聚會啦。
That's one way I serve, but I don't think it's my gift. But I still do it.
Scott 就認為佢呢個唔係佢嘅恩典啦，但係都係繼續去做。
So, do I need strength from God?
咁佢需唔需要神嘅力量去幫助佢咧？
Even more so, because it's not my gift. I'm not naturally very good at it, I don't think. Ask them
就
later.
話當然要啦，因為佢就覺得都佢唔係好天生好叻呢一方面嘅，咁所以佢都係需要神嘅力量幫助。
So, whether you're serving within that area that's your gift or not, or serving in some other way that doesn't require a gift, maybe like setting up tables and moving chairs, we can rely on God's strength to help us.
咁無論侍奉你係喺你有恩典嘅情況下去做侍奉啦，去做嗰一方面嘅侍奉啦，或者係一啲侍奉係根本唔需要任何恩典嘅，你都係需要向神去提供呢個力量。
What does it mean to rely on God's strength?
咩意思咧？去需要依賴神嘅力量。
What does it mean?
咩意思？
If I practically, can you explain it? Don't try now, can you? Rhetorical question. Can you explain it? Could you explain it?
有
Could
冇
you
人可
explain
以
it? Not you.
有冇人可以好實際咁講到係求神賜呢個力量係咩意思？
A moment ago, I relied on Vincent's height just now.
哦，頭先就阿 Scott 就依賴咗Vincent 嘅高度啦，身高啦。
I wasn't tall enough to put the banner back up. It fallen down, so I asked him to help me. I relied on his height to do the thing I couldn't do.
咁剛才咧嗰個帆就即係斜咗落嚟跌咗落嚟啦，咁就因為阿 Scott 就唔夠高度去頂翻佢上去啦，咁就去依賴咗阿 Vincent 去幫助佢。
In that process, what did I have to do? What did I do?
咁佢做咗啲咩咧？
Did I do anything, Vincent? Did I do anything?
You make request.
I made it. Yeah, absolutely. I did one thing. I asked him to help.
咁佢冇阿 Scott 冇將個帆拱翻上去啦，由 Vincent 幫手啦。但係其實阿 Scott 都有做到嘢嘅，就係佢去要求佢有呢個要求阿 Vincent 去幫手嘅。
So I think this relying on God's strength is that it means we don't forget to ask for God's help.
咁去依靠神嘅力量去幫忙咧，就係我哋唔好忘記，我哋係需要去求神呢個動作嘅。
Some people usually help get the tables out, right? After service, some people get the tables out, right? Some of you, not there's some people usually do it.
咁通常有教會嘅弟兄姊妹會將個台拎出嚟啦。
Right? Lochim, you help, right?
通常都係樂謙。
You help that. You often. Should I repeat the question? You help. You help put. Okay. Before. So I have a question for you. Before you help get those tables out, do you pray to God and say, "Please help me. Right now, I'm going to set up the tables. Please help me." Do you say that prayer? No. Okay. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either.
通常將個台搬出嚟啊，落邊都有幫手啦。咁通常都唔會話事先搬台之前會事先去做個禱告，求神去賜力嚟去幫佢將張台搬出嚟啦。
It sounds silly. It seems silly, right?
聽
I
上
don't
有
know. To
啲
me,
如
it
果
seems silly.
為咗呢一樣嘢求神幫忙，又聽落有啲傻傻地。
Right. Okay. But, however, what about this? On Sunday morning, before you come to church, maybe your prayer is to ask God, "Dear God, help me as I serve others in the church today in any way."
咁另一方面，如果係你星期日早上嚟到教會，咁你就會你求神話神啊，求你幫助賜力量俾我去喺教會做侍奉其他人。
Help me to be willing to and able to jump in and serve wherever I see an opportunity.